Hello everyone, this is Bentley over in Kent, Washington, and I want to do some updates. We're going to start off with my tank where the Cochu Tetras and the Wanamensis Rainbows are. As you can see, these guys are really colored up. So remember we had just that little bit of blue in their tail before. It was a lot less pronounced. Now you can see, and this is just kind of looking at like half the tank they're in. Because they're so social. You come up to the tank, these guys just are not afraid of anything. They come right up to you. They're super active swimmers. They look lights out, as you can see here. Just that gorgeous blue, that little kind of green blue iridescence in the body toward the front. And if you look like females, you'll see little bits of pink on the tail. It's just such a neat fish. They're just not very common in the hobby, and I want more. I mean, like I'm like somewhere between 70 and 80 of them, but I want more now that I've seen them grow up. And then, of course, the Wanamensis you can see down there, they're really starting to get their green in. You can see some of the young boys have got some orange in their finnage. Um, that should go away over time and only kind of show up the little bits of orange in their breeding colors, and the very edges of their fins might have a little orange, but their green's going to get darker and darker. They're really growing well and showing great colors so far, and they're just going to get better looking. And you can see for comparison, they're about like 2.5 inches, and you can see how big those Cochu Tetras are. So those are full adult Cochus. We're going to shoot over to a little 20 tall where I moved the Blue Hawaiian Moscow guppies. I did some culling, and by that I mean I selected my best male, who we've nicknamed Best Boy, and you'll see why. Like when we zoom in, we just get better shots of him here. There's this gorgeous color. He's got that beautiful dark blue. When he gets a little closer, you'll be able to see little hints of green and spots in his tail and little bits of his body, right where the finnage hits the actual body portion of the tail. And then in the girls, of course, you'll see that like center bit of green and a little bit of blue on the outside. I kept him and my three best colored females just to start selectively breeding the color the way I want it. It'll take a lot of time, but I think it's worth it because if I can get males all looking like that fish, he's just so good looking. And also like they were in, if you remember with the young rainbow, the Boesemani fry that I have, the Boesemanis are getting now to where they're at breeding size even as young fish, and they get a little more boisterous. And um, I was a little worried that like the first batches of fry that I'm starting to get, because I'm getting small batches of fry from my females, um, are going to really have trouble getting food just because of how active and quick the rainbows are to eat. So we went through, we caught the remaining guppies that we kept because we turned the rest of them into the local fish store, to sell to some customers that are big guppy nerds in the area. And then the few fry that I had from my batch that have reached adulthood, you can see we're zooming in on this female just to see her, and you'll see like that tail as I described. And there's one of the fry there. You can see they've already got that darkness in the tail pretty well, even at a pretty young age. I think that little fry there is probably 3 weeks to a month old. It's not terribly old. I don't have a ton of them right now. The first fry batches are all like right as they hit sexual maturity, so they're pretty small. And we've lost some here and there for the first bits of fry. So I'll keep doing more updates. You can see like this tank was pretty newly set up. It's only got limited plants, but we'll see more. And then speaking of those rainbows, here they are. Again, these are Melanitania boesemani, so Boesemani Rainbows. They're all about 7 months now. And you can see like the males are super obvious. The whole back of their body has that brilliant yellow color. And my camera, being as terrible cell phone cameras are, doesn't pick up. But if you look with the naked eye, you're starting to see the darker orange starting to come in on some of them. The females are starting to get that pale yellow across the top and in their tail. So everybody's really coloring up and starting to look good. And here pretty soon, these will all go up to Aquarium Co-op, which is where they're going to be available for some local customers, just because that's where I want to take my fish to, just because I know how well they take care of all their livestock, and it allows me to work closely with them and give them the kind of information they need that'll put these fish into good hands and make sure that the people who are taking them are doing what they need to make sure that these guys have really good lives. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys some updates on some of the tanks. Um, as we've hit the new year, got a lot of projects. I've been super busy lately, so my video schedule is probably not as good as it should be. But I'm gonna try and at least get a video out a week that gives you some updates, shows you some cool stuff. I hope you all have some awesome projects coming up this year, and thank you very much for watching.